All right, folks, tomorrow is tax day here in the U.S., and many Americans are scrambling to meet the filing deadline with the IRS. Yet we still have no idea about President Trump's tax situation. In fact, he hasn't even said whether he will release his taxes this year. Over the weekend, more than 100,000 people across the country, 150 cities, gathered demanding that President Trump release his tax returns. Now, since last year, Trump said, "Oh, I'm going to release them after my audit is complete." How long does that audit take? But demonstrators weren't buying Trump's line.
We want to see his tax returns. Why? Because we want to see what they show.
Every other president has shown their tax returns, and I think there's something in there that he wants to hide.
Now, one protest did turn violent in Berkeley, California, when Trump supporters and protesters clashed with one another. Several people were arrested, and at least one person was injured. But other demonstrations across the country were peaceful, and congressional Democrats rode the wave of protests, including California Congresswoman Maxine Waters, who put the president on notice.
We will pressure him. We will hound him. We will harass him. If he thinks he can get away with playing king, he's got another thought coming.
Women's March co-founder Tamika Mallory told protesters that there is a direct link between Trump's taxes and the issues concerning Black America.
We must say Trump's taxes and equal education. Yeah. We must say Trump's taxes and no police brutality. Yeah. We must say that Trump's taxes is where we start today, but we will not end there.
For his part, President Trump dismissed the protest. On Easter Sunday morning, he tweeted, quote, "I did what was almost an impossible thing to do for a Republican, easily won the Electoral College. Now tax returns are brought up again." He followed that up with a tweet that said, quote, "Someone should look into who paid the small organized rallies yesterday. The election is over." Let's go to our panel. Now, Scott, he certainly did say the election was over when he kept demanding President Obama's birth certificate.
He needs Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. He always needs an enemy. The fact of the matter is the campaign may be over, but the tax issue hasn't gone away. He drives that narrative because there are a lot of answers in his tax returns. The relationship to the Russian oligarchs, how much he pays in taxes, where his business interests are, and where his presidential decisions come from, and what impact they'll have on his business interests that he still has not completely separated himself from. That's the real problem here, and that's why those tax returns have not been completely leaked yet.
Here's the deal. I mean, he is not going to escape this issue because 4 years as president, it's an annual ritual where the president of the United States releases their taxes.
It's a ritual, but it's not law. I think, you know, what we're seeing now with what happened this weekend is reminiscent of 2009, where we had Rick Perry in Texas and Mark Sanford in South Carolina leading the way on the tax day rallies that happened then. I said before in the show that I think what's happening now is very reminiscent of the Tea Party circa 2009, you know, it's on the left this time around. I don't think there's a direct link between the president's taxes and the issues that affect Black America. You know, personally, I think that there are many legitimate issues to hit this White House and this presidency on, and that Democrats are wasting capital and time on this tax issue.
But here's the deal. One poll, 56% says he should release his taxes, okay, be required. Other polls have Republicans, 64% say he should release his taxes. This is not like...
I'm one of them. Look,
right,
he's never going to release his taxes. He's never going to release his taxes unless the Congress flips in 2018 and then requires him, passes a law to require him to release his taxes.
But even then,
he's obviously...
No, he can't.
He's obviously hiding something in his taxes that is hugely detrimental. That's the only reason not to release his taxes.
I completely disagree with that. He released 2005.
Hold up. Why not?
He's not releasing them because there's something in there.
He's released other tax returns, and what the tax returns...
When?
He released 05, I believe.
Stop. Hold on. When? Hold up 1 second. When did he release any taxes?
I believe it's 05 or 06 he released.
No, he didn't.
He released 05 or 06.
No, he didn't.
We discussed it here on the show.
No.
He paid a market rate about 25%.
No, he's not released his total scheduled tax returns with the schedule and the entire return.
Okay, stop. Factual. Hold on 1 second. Lauren, 1 second. Lauren, 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, both of you stop. factually, David K. Johnson received, okay, a notice in his mailbox, okay? He published it. Trump has never released his taxes. That was not released by Trump. Now, the White House, but after they knew he was going to go on television, confirmed the information, and then he blasted the leaker. But did Trump release the taxes? The answer is no.
And he's not going to.
But the understanding
and this is not a private job, Eugene.
The president,
this is a public job. He does have the responsibility
to reveal what he's doing. There is no legal responsibility.
One second, Eugene. Then Lauren, go ahead.
There is no legal responsibility to release his tax return. If we want a country where we have federal candidates for office or elected officials release their tax return, change the law in Congress. When it comes to the law, candidates are required to file their financial disclosure.
But here's the issue here. The fact of the matter is, this president does not want the American people to know what's in his tax returns.
Exactly. It's not about legality. It's about morally, and more importantly, as a public figure, you wallow in this hypocrisy by not releasing those tax returns.
For the same reason,
but let me say this, Roland. Hold on. Let me say this.
One second.
He's not going to release those tax returns until that same 56% or whatever the percentage is that he should release the tax returns, until those same numbers change to say we're not going to vote for you or support you until you release those tax returns.
Until it's required under law, Scott. He's
that
not
too.
Going to release them
it can be both. It can be both political and the law being changed.
Meeting with in Mar-a-Lago and in the White House, that's okay with you?
So we're going to completely ignore that his FEC filing required him to release essentially
what about
everything
every other public candidate that's released their returns? Every senator, every House of Representative candidate has released those returns.
The financial disclosure,
all that is listed in his FEC filing, in his financial disclosure,
when he filed, that's not the same as tax returns.
This is very simple. Hold up, wait 1 second.
It's not simple.
This is real simple. Trump, you wanted his birth certificate? Release your taxes.
He's hiding.
Simple as that. A peaceful protest turned deadly. 37-year-old black man was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police. His hands are in the air, and you still get shot by the cops.
Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
We're not gonna let hate define us.
Race is a big part of this.
If truly all lives matter, then all lives need to matter equally.
What we require is action. What we require is accountability. We understand that black lives do matter, and we will keep focused on this issue.
News 1 Now, every weekday morning at 7 on TV 1.